start by telling folks where you're at, and I'm sure the information will be posted, or you tell them how can they connect with you if they've got someone that needs a trusted professional in your area. Where is that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Asheville, North Carolina. I serve all of Western North Carolina, which is a pretty wide net from Asheville, Highlands, Cashiers. I go far west, so up north to Burnsville, down south Hendersonville, Flat Rock. So it's quite a wide net, but yeah, but all of Western North Carolina.
Wonderful, wonderful. How long you been doing this crazy business? And
Yeah. So this is my 5th year. So
fifth year.
5 years in the business.
Okay, okay. All right, hold on. So someone is saying that's so crazy. Uh, an invalid meeting ID. She can't get in. That's okay. Bill, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time because the slogan that I created is I bring the meat every week, right?
Yeah.
And I think the idea around that was that, you know what, we're all busy professionals. And if folks are going to give me 20 or 30 minutes of their time, then I want to make sure that it's solid, right? We don't want to waste time with an appetizer and a salad. No, I'll take the seats. Or I don't need all of that, right? Give
Yeah.
me the meat and potatoes if you're a meat eater like I am. So
Yep.
let's just get right into it. So when we talked the other day, I want you to start paint that picture, give it to me there, and then we'll move on. So you know what I'm referring to. So let's
Yep.
go.
Yep. So raw and real. We'll preface it with that.
Yes.
So and I'll preface it with, anyone on this call right now, wherever you're at in your business, whatever you're doing, you're 5 years from being anywhere you want to be. I truly believe that, and Gary says that, and I'm living that right now. So 5, 6, I'll be living in Asheville 6 years. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. Everyday drinker and drug user. Most people don't see that today. They're like, they don't quite connect the dots on what they see in person versus what it used to be. But yeah, I would start drinking at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and go till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was bad. I mean, I say I did that for about 6 or 7 years. I did about 20 years worth of drinking in six years. And let's see. So it was miserable. I mean, I was in the golf business. I'm still a PGA professional. So I just celebrated 10 years of being a PGA member. I'm certified in teaching and coaching. And that career was great, and it was not great all at the same time. Started drinking, got in the party scene, and then was July 25th, 2018, my life changed forever. I was going 110 miles an hour down the interstate, hit the car in front of me. Thankfully, no one was injured. Got out of the car that night, walked across traffic. I mean, I called my parent. I just said, I don't want to be here anymore. I walked across traffic that night to end my life. Something kept pushing me across. For me, that's nothing other than God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. And walked in the woods and fell in a 35-foot ravine straight to the bottom. And they pulled me out. I had a scratch above my eye. That was it. And of course, failed every sobriety test that you could do. Went to jail for 7 days. And you've met me. I do not look like I fit in jail very well. And I did not, but was there for 7 days. They said, well, you can stay here for 90, or we'll bail you out with what money you have. And you can go to rehab. And so I went to a 30-day rehab facility, and somewhere along the road, they said, where are you going to move to? And they said, it could be Asheville or Wilmington. Both are great recovery communities. And I said, Wilmington sounded fun. The beach sounded fun. So I said, let's do the opposite. Let's go somewhere where I've never been. And it just happened to be the mountains. And that's where I call home today. Got dropped off. My parents, I love them. My dad just passed away, but my mom, they said, we don't think you're going to make it. I mean, I gave them every reason to believe that. I mean, if you looked at me on paper, it was not going to make it. And got dropped off at a halfway house. It was a 20-minute walk to the bus stop. Didn't have a car, didn't have a driver's license. Got a job working at Chick-fil-A. So you go from working at the high-end private club, then you start selling the Lord's chicken. And then that's just what happened. And My first home sale came to the Chick-fil-A drive-through line, so you can sell chicken and houses at the same time. And it is someone said, I think you can sell houses, and that was Stephen Cooley in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we had known each other. He reached out and said he loved Asheville. You know, what'd you move there for? And I kind of told him this whole story. And granted, I'll be 6 years sober July 25th this year. So that we'll give that little tidbit too. And it is, he said, I think you can sell houses. I said, Stephen, I don't have a car. I don't have a driver's license. Like, this isn't going to work. And he said, I think that sounds like an excuse. Well, he got me in touch with Jeff Stewart and Hannah Kitt, who's in my market center now. And they said the same thing. They said, I think you can sell houses. And I remember my dad saying, you know, wow, you know, it's going to take $2 million to cap. You're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to do all this stuff. And I said, you know what? I think I have to do it. I think I got to give this a shot. And I ended up selling 12 homes that first year without a car, and capped, sold a, let's see, my first $1 million home sale, 1.5 million. They were a floor duty walk-in. I didn't even have a car. Hired someone that had a BMW, thought that mattered. It doesn't matter. I've proven that wrong multiple times. And cashed a check for $43,000 and bought my own car. So, you know, I went 537 days without a car, spent $9,000 in Uber and riding the bus to sell those 12 homes. Met my wife. My wife was my Uber driver one night, most expensive Uber ride I ever took. Still paying dividends on that one. And but it's been a great journey. I've sold 135 homes since then. And it is 60% Sphere, 40% agent referrals. I'm the luxury regional ambassador, so I represent all of North and South Carolina for KW Luxury. We'll get into that a little bit. But yeah, so that in a nutshell is that story of, you know, you come back and my mission today is simple. That's why I'm heading to San Antonio, because I'm sharing this on stage, on a panel. And you
Cannot
know,
wait to hear it. I cannot wait. I know how inspiring it'll be. And I can tell you, I love the spring and fall masterminds because it's just more intimate. I mean, we just left Vegas a month ago, and I don't know, 18,000, however many it was, right? It's, it's inspiring. And yet it's difficult to really connect, when you've got that many people and so much going on. And so I know how much the folks are going to be impacted when they see and hear your story. So I can't wait to even witness it in person. So,
but yeah,
so
you know, I said my mission is simple today. You know, it's I sell houses for fun and I change lives for a living. And that is, I live by that. And, you know, it's amazing. People have said all the time, why do I share it? Well, I was showing up in an Uber, so I had to share it, but I share it today. People ask me all the time, why did I move to Asheville? Well, here's the reason. And, you know, it's 6 months, and this goes into your business. This is something there's going to be two things you can take away today. Relationship building and being vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. People want to know that you're human. They know you can sell houses. They want to know who you are. Just like with my social media, it's 80% personal, 20% business. They know I can sell a house. They know you can sell a house. How are they going to relate to you? How are they going to connect with you? I've had, and I share today, and especially I spoke at 20 different market centers last year. For that one person who's, whether you're on this, the 19 people on this Zoom call, if you're the one struggling right now, and if you're not, great. But if you are, there's always someone there for you. You know, that is something that I think we need to know, and we need to, but I've had clients reach out 6 months after I've sold them a home or I've sold their house. And they say, I know you sold us a house, and can you help us with this other issue too, that we have with our son or our daughter or another family member? And I say, yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm here for. So, I change lives, you know, I sell houses for fun and change lives for a living. So it is, it's extremely important to me. And, that is, you know, I break my own anonymity. I'm really involved in AA. So that is, I go all over for that. And, that's, if I keep that first in my life today, whatever your one thing is, what is all the 20 people on this call, what's your one thing? Your one thing, such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier and necessary. If I focus on my one thing, which is just staying sober today, everything else falls into place. And then here I am, you know, number one agent last year. Gary Keller Top Agent Mastermind. That was my 5-year goal, and I hit it. And it's Gary's watched my story. He's watched a Zoom call before, and it's just the power of one day at a time. You want to this business didn't. I think that's the new way. If you're new on this call and you're thinking, wow, how do I get to sell 135 homes in 4 years? It's one day at a time. This didn't get built. I didn't go to 60% sphere and I didn't know anyone. I moved to a city where I knew no one. I didn't even know what streets were. I rode the bus to find out the streets and everything. That's how I got to be familiar with the city. I remember why I don't do open houses is because my first open house is I got dropped off in an Uber and I had to walk my signs back out almost a mile in the heat in the summer in Asheville. And I said, I will never, ever, ever do an open house again. And I don't, that's not my lead source. I've earned that right, I think, to say I don't do open houses. So, but it's just what fits you, and it's your opportunities that you have throughout life. But building those relationships, there's nothing better. There's nothing more key, and people want to relate and they want to connect with you.
100% authentically you. And I think you touched on something that I know is impactful for my business is being vulnerable. I tell folks, unfortunately, and now I've had to change because our words have power. Uh, I'm an open book, and I'm vulnerable, and I'm extremely sensitive. And folks who know my story know I've been through a lot, especially in losing a child. I don't apologize now for being overly sensitive. I'm nurturing, I'm caring, and I do know that it's been a support to my business, and it is who I am, and I think that's what resonates with people with you. And it's funny, even like I said, I remember we were in Vegas, and I saw you were sitting to my right, and I texted you because I'm like, well, right. There's something about you that I think makes people feel comfortable in that I like that guy. I know that guy. And so I think to the folks that are on this call, again, just do you and be you, and you're going to attract those that are like-minded, right? So yeah, sorry for interrupting. I just
No,
felt like
absolutely.
I know it resonates with me, and if it does with me, it does with many others. So
No, absolutely. No, I agree. So yeah, and it's been a journey, and it's been fun. It's been so I just made let's say my third hire, my first hire that has experience. So she starts on May 1st. So I am extremely excited about that. Yeah, I got 8 pending and 12 listings about to go live and a whole bunch of buyers. So it's busy and it's great to be here. And then something else that I can leave you with today. Is how to grow your business and how to grow your luxury business, and not even just luxury, but how to provide an experience. I think that's what people want, and that's the value that we're going to have to bring to the table is what experience are you going to provide? And that is with my surprise and delight. So if you've been around Brady Sandall at all in any way, shape, or form, you know that he preaches this, and this is part of his business plan. And I have had the distinct privilege of spending a lot of time with Brady and Caroline, and it's something that I don't take lightly. Like I value their friendship, I value their mentorship, and if I can share back with you today, it's all worth it. So I have a 5 gift system that I do for my sellers and buyers. Gary, so I shared this as a seller system in the last GK mastermind, and Gary gets up there and says, well, all I hear is you giving out candles, and I'm sure that's not a system. So and it's not. So it's actually a lead gen source. This is what keeps people coming back over and over and over again. And this is the story that people go out and tell. And we just have to get people telling the right story at the right time in front of the right people. And that's what's going to get more business and the income that you want. So my first one is, and I wish someone borrowed them, so they're not here right now. But they get a buyer or listing presentation guide from me. I have created ones in Command. I've tailored them down and pared them down to what I do and what I use. The luxury book comes in a nice hardbound book. I'll send you some pictures, Ben, so that you can maybe send out to people. But it's a really nice hardbound book that comes with my luxury presentation. That either is before or sometimes at the first meeting, depending on when I meet them. And then they also get, at first meeting, they get a gift from me. They get the One Thing book wrapped up, and it is with a bow and everything else. And when they open it, the note card that comes with it says, I focus on my one thing, which is helping buyers and sellers. I hope that this book will help you focus on your one thing to live a productive life. And they actually love it and they read it. So I have kept doing that. I've probably bought so many cases of the One Thing that I should own stock in the One Thing now. But that's good. And then on photography day, so they get a candle from me. It's Anthropology. It's the volcano candle. If you know that one, everyone knows that scent. All in tissue paper in a bag. It says a gift for you on the front. And then they open it up. The note says, we hope that you enjoy the scent of this candle. We anticipate to find the buyer before the wick burns out. In this market right now, the wick may be like this long, as long as the half the room, but we will find the buyer before the wick does burn out. And then the candle is Anthropology's volcano candle. I have thought about going and making my own. And now that I have someone, maybe we'll do that. But the volcano, $35 for the candle. I mean, it's a nice candle. I'm not sending them, the Walmart, $5 candle. So we're giving them high quality items of value at each interval, at each step of the transaction. Then once they get past that, we're back, we're market shifting. We're back to open house. We're back to broker opens. We're back to some things. So we'll do flowers on broker open day. And then the next piece, I do have that right here. So after in North Carolina, we have a due diligence period. You have your inspection period. Once you get past that, they get a pen. They get the Cross pen. So it's a brand. It's about a $40 pen. It comes nicely, all nice and packaged up. There's the pen, and the note with it says, "Congratulations, you've made it past a major milestone. Now you have a pen to sign your closing documents. We look forward to seeing you at the closing." And then after that, they get, let's see, they get the closing gift. So it's a box that I designed on Vistaprint. And then you open it up and it has 2 Yeti tumblers inside. So my coach and I went back and forth on whether we should spend money on Yeti or some off-brand, and people want the Yeti. They are going to appreciate that. They're going to use it. It's not going to just get stuffed up on the shelf. So all of these things, are something that they're going to use. And that was what was important to me. I didn't want, no offense to Cutco, but they're not going to use that. Or I don't think they're going to use it as often as they would their Yeti tumbler. So, and that Yeti tumbler is going to go with them out in the field, and they're going to, all their friends are going to see that. So it's extremely important at each place that I had something nice. The box cost me $99.50 out the door. I can get 40 Yetis for $1,700 with my logo on them. The pen, $40. The candle, $35. So you're really not spending a whole lot, and they're not even getting all of that until you're almost at closing, or you're going to be getting a payday. So it's just creating that experience. I think that's what people want. They want an experience when they come. That's what they're paying for. Why do they go to the Ritz-Carlton and spend thousands of dollars a night? They go for the experience. The majority of people don't really, I'm not saying my commissions aren't negotiable, but they are. But most people don't. They don't beat me up on that. I don't have anybody question whether they're going to sign a listing agreement with me. I've been on several listing appointments recently, and I was one of 4 agents that were interviewed, and they picked me. And, I hire the very best photographer. I'm there with them. I show up. They have access to me. My coach and I will argue on this. They can call me at 10 o'clock at night if they want to. I mean, you can call me. My wife knows that when I answer the phone, she gets nice things. So, hey, it's a win-win for both of us. So, it's all good. A happy wife, happy life. And, we're all good. So, but it's all about that experience, and that's what I create. And that's what I wanted to leave you with today. You can implement this. It doesn't even have to be this extravagant. You could do 2 gifts. You could do 3 gifts. Brady does 8. I do 5. So, it's what does that look like? And then the last I'll give you a little math equation that I end with. I said this in a class that I taught the other day. Mindset plus activities plus skills equal a powerful mindset. What activities are you doing right now for your lead generation? The market is shifting, the market's changing. That does not mean that there's not opportunity. There's ample opportunity for everyone right now. And the activities that you're doing combined with the skills, I'm still going to classes right now. I'm still going to learn. Gene Rivers is coming to teach. I'm going to go to every class that he does. I go to Mega Camp. I'm going to Spring Mastermind. I hang out with people like Ben. I'm going to learn something from him. That's what's most important right now. That creates that powerful mindset. I didn't just walk into this mindset. It's the activities that I do on a daily basis, plus the skills that I go and learn creates a powerful mindset. So taking all of this facet of what I've kind of shared with you today, especially the surprise and delight, I think that's a business game changer right now. You can go implement something right now and change the experience that you're giving and watch your business explode.
No, I so appreciate you sharing that. I think that my right hand, you're looking at her, Christina. She's truly a partner in my business. There's an opportunity for us to improve in that surprise and delight area for sure, and we'll be doing just that. And I'm so fortunate that I've had Brady and Caroline sit in your seat. Gosh, I guess over the last 6 to 7 months, they were sitting right where you're at, honoring me with their time. And I've had the pleasure of, regardless whether it was Vegas or Phoenix, I think we travel so much. I don't remember where we all were together, but I think that's an amazing system. And like you said, you don't have to do all of it, but I think it's the experience is what luxury is. It's not about selling $1 million home. In many cases, it might be selling it for 100, but making them feel like they're so special, and we know how that pays dividends.
Someone in the comments said pre-luxury, what did you do? And the $23,000 lot that I sold last year got the same experience that the $9 million listing that I have right now has too. And you know what? That $23,000 lot has sent me 4 referrals since then. And she is my biggest cheerleader on social media. So that, to answer your question, this is all facets of the game. Like you said, this is the $400,000 buyer. This is the $1 million listing, $1 million buyer, $100,000 lot. Everyone is going to get the same experience. And I think that's what's most important to remember. The shift poster in my background was on Keller Inc., just so everybody knows. You can go buy them there.
And that's probably one of my good buddies, David, I think, who asked that. And I think that we got the notice just the other day, about Gary's mastermind in May. Hopefully you can make that because, well, I'll be there myself. Hopefully David will be there. Because again, I think that's such a unique opportunity to be in front of the #1 voice in real estate in the world, Gary Keller, to sit side by side. And again, and I think the point is simple. It's relationships that we understand. And I think the 22, 23 folks that are on here today, I think we all understand that. It's the reason why we're here, not just on this chat today, but I think the reason why we connect with other professionals, because I'm so fortunate, there's so many people on here, and most of them aren't in Dallas, Fort Worth, which is a beautiful thing, because we're networking and we're loving and supporting on each other. And let's continue to do that, because I think in light of all the craziness that's happening, we need each other more than ever, right? And so let's not be bashful about support and loving on each other and lifting each other high. So I can't thank you enough. I can't. I'm looking so forward to dinner next week also. But is there something real quick that you didn't share that has now come to mind, or there's some quirkiness about you that that no one knows?
So that is a good question. I'm a massive control person. So me hiring someone is like the biggest first step that I have to do. So it's good. But I am a golfer. I played only 4 times last year. People think that I still do it a lot, and I don't. I have a 2-year-old. He is the Tasmanian devil right now. If you've seen him on Facebook, you know that he is wide open. But but it is, if there's one thing I can leave you with, it's whatever you're doing right now, start somewhere. Start today, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be giant leaps. It can be baby steps right now, but start somewhere, whatever that looks like for you and where you're at in your business right now. If it's, I get 25 contacts a day, not everybody on this Zoom call needs to get 25 contacts a day. I do that because I hit my numbers and this is what I want. And if that's 10, start with 10. If you're not getting any right now, start with 5, start with 1, talk to one person a day and then ramp it up, but start somewhere. If you're doing no gifts, start with 1, start with a closing gift, start with something throughout the process. If you don't have a buyer or seller guide, start with getting that. They're all in. If you're with Keller Williams, they're in command right now, ready to go, super easy. But start somewhere, get a plan in place to navigate these waters that we're in right now. This is the time that you have to be providing your value. What value are you going to bring to the table? What do you do? What do you do differently from someone else? There's where you're going to see the difference and be able to move forward.
100%. I'll piggyback on, I think, the leverage. Most folks who know me well know that it's crazy. I was probably as big a control freak as you, because for 30 years, I did all of this by myself, and fortunate that, I think the rankings are great, knowing that, here in Dallas-Fort Worth, I'm in the top 1%. Nationally, I'm in the top 2%, fortunate to be part of Gary's top agent mastermind. But I really didn't start to really, really, really grow until I started to let go. And I'm so fortunate that I've got a buddy, partner, right hand, and Christina there who's helped me. So if you're like Bill and myself, it's okay to let go. And I say let go and let God is what we say in our community, right?
Absolutely.
I think you'll see growth there. And again, I'm piggybacking on your shine there, but start somewhere. I've taught forever that if you want to have the database of a millionaire real estate owner, one new addition to your database each and every day, just one, that'll help you get there. So start somewhere, and here we go. So.